All right, you clapping, okay, but you don't know what you're clapping for, do you? So it was just like, hey, gee, do you want to do 5 minutes? Sure, I'll be Pierre. I like the French. Um, so I have to kind of paint a little picture here, the context. Let's say that hat is a platter of cheese. All right. So that's that bit there. But it's a disappointing platter of cheese because when I was told about it, right, I was expecting like a platter, right? But it ended up just being this cheap little box. And someone ran to the supermarket and just went, that'll do. And it's just like, oh, come on, that's not a platter of cheese. So where am I going with this? All right, so I am a podiatry assistant. This is what we look like this. And I haven't done it for very long, probably about 2.5 years. That came out of like a lifestyle change. It's called a divorce. Yeah, Dan knows. He knows me. He knows my history. Former student over there. Yeah. So here's the context. So I work at the Royal Hobart Hospital 5 days a week, podiatry department. We're a small group, and so they stick most of the allied health group disciplines all together on one floor in the Telstra building on the corner of Argyle and Collins. Yeah. Are you there? Shangri-La? Right. With whom? Which department? Are you in the Telstra building? Are you one of those people that... So did you see me do the lift thing? So the lift used to open, right? And I just get bored at work. And so most of the people upstairs, they'd wear black, right? I'm an artist. I do not wear black much. And so the doors would open. I'd just be bored in the afternoon. And the doors would open. Bing! There'd be 6 people there, all dressed in black. And I go, okay. Well, the reason I've gathered you all here today... and they're just looking at me, and usually in a group like that you get 2 to 3 extroverts and the rest are introverts or something lesser. And so the reason I've gathered you all here today is because, all right, well, let's just get straight to the point. It's black, okay? We've got black shoes, black trousers, black jackets, everything is black, okay? Anybody who turns up to work on Monday wearing black will be fine. Unless you wear a Darth Vader helmet. Okay? And then the doors would start to go like this, and I just keep on talking, and I just like this. I go, oh, that's rude, like that. And then it'd go, and I just come up with the next routine, and people around me just be going, what is wrong with you? Just practicing my craft. All right. So anyway, that's not what I was going to talk about. So in Allied Health, they have this thing. It's a spoof on Eurovision, and I heard about it like last year, and I just thought, you guys are all nuts. And it's called Royal Vision, right? And so they all get together, and it's their little let out, because basically they're pretty stressed out. They're a stressed out bunch, except me. I'm just always like this. And so all the disciplines like psychology, social work, all of them, podiatry, they all enter. And so it used to be just kind of a live gig in what they call the Keith Milligan Theatre. Okay, it's a little amphitheatre and it holds about 100. And then they kind of went into this stage where they kind of pre-recorded it. And so that was a bit of fun. But then me, I'm a live man. Like, I'm drawing off your energy. You can't even feel it, but I'm doing it right now. It's sucking you dry. And so we had this Eurovision thing, and I thought, stuff it, I'll do it, And then I'm in podiatry. Podiatry weren't doing anything because they're just too busy with their feet. And so I'm also on this hand hygiene working group, right? Yeah, that's what we do. And so that's just a Teams meeting. And then there was kind of like this conversation, and it's like, we really need, if we can only kind of get a song or a poem or something together, like a little chant to kind of inspire people in their hand hygiene practices, which has become a big thing since COVID, whoop-de-doo and all that. And so I said, all right, I'm entering, Royal Vision, I can probably do something. So this is what I'm going to do for you tonight. So just the little routine I did there, but I have to explain it. So the cheese platter, that's what you win. That's what you win. You win this little box of cheese. The other thing is psychology, right? They're nuts. Psychology is the problem, trust me. They won it 2 years in a row, right? Okay, and they're like, strutting around like this weird, taking it out for the third time. And like my desk is right next to theirs, and I'm just like, well, I'm in it, and I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, so platter of cheese, psychology, won it 2 years in a row, Royal Vision, spoof on Eurovision, podiatry, they weren't going to enter. So and I thought, well, I'll just do it on hand hygiene. And I should mention, for those of you who don't work in healthcare, there's what they call the 5 hand hygiene moments. Let's do the school thing. Anyone ever heard of that? Right, I'm in the wrong crowd. All right, so the five hand hygiene moments in clinical care are sanitising before the patient, right? Sanitising before the procedure, sanitising after the procedure because you don't want bits on you, sanitising after the patient, right? After caring for the patient, and sanitising on your way out just in case you touch stuff. Like that. All right? So now you've got all the information. I'm just going to do my thing. As you can see, I've got a bit of a hand injury. And it's a bit of a bugger because this is my clicking finger. So we'll have to go with this one. It's not as strong.
Can we help?
No. Right, don't. No. You definitely can't help. And it was funny because as soon as you start doing a rhythm, you get all these white folk and they start clapping on 1 and 3 and just like, just stop, So they did that a little bit at the gig. Anyway, there's so much more to this story. So this is what I did. I got up, and it's all healthcare workers, right? And I said, can you hear the drums? And the bass? Boom, 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 ba-da-ba-doom. I'm looking at you. Doom, doom, ba-da-ba-doom. Doom, 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 ba-da-ba-doom. Doom, doom, doom. Well, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that hand hygiene thing. Shut up, wipe up, wipe down, wipe up. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. So you find yourself in the clinical space and you notice a familiar face. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. They don't sanitise and their filthy keys, lanyard and bag are on the desk. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. They don't wipe down their workstation or their treatment area. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. And then they announce that they're ready for their first patient of the day. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. But then you realise you've been glancing in the reflection of the window the entire time. Ba-da-ba-da-boom, boom, 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 ba-da-ba-doom, doom. I'm still looking at you. Ba-da-ba-doom, doom, 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 ba-da-ba-doom, doom, 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 ba-da-ba-da-boom. Well, you're called over to a familiar part of the hospital. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. The staff there love you because of your specialist skills. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. Well, you treat the patient who's a little bit out of it, but in your own assessment, you're amazing. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. But on the way out, a student nurse informs you that you missed 2 very important moments. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. Well, you wrap up that conversation very quickly and sing them your goodbyes. Thank you. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. Don't they know that you have a reputation? Ba-da-ba-da-boom. And don't they know that you have letters after your name? Ba-da-ba-da-boom. And don't they know that you live in one of the cleanest suburbs in Hobart? Ba-da-ba-da-boom. But then it occurs to you, there was something very familiar about that patient. Oh yeah, that was your auntie. Ba-da-ba-da-boom. Boom, 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 ba-da-ba-doom. Doom, doom, doom. Well, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that hand hygiene thing. Wipe down, wipe up, shut up. Boom. Well, you find yourself in accident emergency. Yeah, that's right. Boom. Where you notice the hand hygiene practices of an orderly. Boom. But this is no ordinary orderly. This is an extraordinary orderly. Boom. Before the patient, before the procedure, after the procedure, after the patient, and after touching stuff. Boom. And so you ask them, what motivates you to be so excellent at minimising the transmission of microorganisms throughout the hospital? Boom. To which they reply, cum misericordia curari. Boom. What's that, you say? Well, they say to you backwards, it's Latin, and it's on the Royal Hobart Hospital's coat of arms, and it means to care with compassion. Wow, why haven't I ever noticed that before? And why haven't I ever noticed staff like you before? Boom. And why haven't I ever noticed staff like you before? Boom. It's been a week, okay? But then you realise, maybe it's because you're the patient today. Boom. 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 Think about it. Boom. Boom. Well, how good are we going with hand hygiene practices? Are we doing a good job? Yes, we are. Could we do a better job? Yes, we could. And how committed should we be to improving our hand hygiene practices? Well, probably about as committed as I am to taking home that cheese today. And I'm lactose intolerant. And then I said, psychology, your reign is over. Well, everyone, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got, ouch, hand hygiene thing. Shut up, wipe down, wipe up.